Hi guys, it's Risa. How you doing? So before I start this video, I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for subscribing and sharing and telling people all about my videos. We want to get everybody on a health journey, okay? So spread the word, spread the love, and also remember that under each video are all my recipes written out, okay? So the ingredients and the directions. There's a little arrow and you can just touch it and you'll see everything, all the instructions, all right? So what are we making today? No bake. It's actually something you're gonna freeze. My all-time favorite delicious desserts are Risa's peanut butter cups. Okay, so we're gonna do a Risa-fied version, all right? How do you like that? My coworker and I came up with this idea that I'd do a cookbook one day called Risa-fied recipes. Do you like that? Anyways, oh, and I love your comments, so don't forget to keep commenting and liking, okay? I love getting all the feedback from you guys. This is a no-bake dessert. I used to make it a long time ago, but I used to use milk chocolate, high sugar, high fat. Listen, if you want to use that, you can, but I've been able to break it down into a modified version that is just as good and as tasty. And of course, you know my favorite word, delicious. So what you're going to need is I have these mini little cupcake pans, okay? And I found cute little liners at the dollar store, okay? And for any occasion, birthdays, celebrations, holidays that are coming up, these are fantastic. Companies coming over, you just want to have a treat, and if you have a sweet tooth like this girl, you'll keep them in your freezer and take one out when you feel like you need a nice treat. All right, so let's get started. What are you gonna need? I love the SMUCKERS sugar-free chocolate syrup. It's my all-time favorite. You can use if you don't want chocolate flavored, but then it really isn't Risa's peanut butter cups. But there is caramel flavors. And there's also, you could use the Hershey's sugar-free. Now the difference is 0 smart points or 3 smart points for a tablespoon. For 2 tablespoons, sorry, 2 tablespoons is 3 smart points. So it just depends what flavor you like better. And I'm going to use the SMUCKERS. It's my fave. Hershey's is fine, but if you use Hershey's, add some peanut butter powder and some SWERVE. I've done both recipes to see which one I like better. I like both if you add peanut butter powder. So it ends up being about the same smart points anyways, guys. So it's your own preference. Oh my God, try saying that a few times. So you're gonna need oatmeal. I just used this 1 Minute brand oatmeal from Walmart. I love it because it's $2 for this massive 1 kilogram bag. SWERVE is optional because with PB2 powder, yeah, that's the next ingredient. I like things a little bit sweeter, but if you don't want to, you don't have to use it. And of course, my PB2 is the star of the show. So 2 tablespoons. We're going to make 6 little mini cups, or you could make 3 large ones. You can double, triple. If you have like a big tray, make a bunch. You know, it's just whatever you want. So I'm just going to do 6 for now. And I've measured out 1/8 of a cup of oatmeal into 2 cups because we're going to have the top layer and a bottom layer. And if you don't want a top layer, you don't have to, and you just want the bottom, you can do what you want. But that's how I make it. All right, so for the peanut butter, I take 2 tablespoons of PB2. And if you have real peanut butter and you want to use that, there are no rules, okay? And then 2 tablespoons, and then 2 tablespoons of water, I find is perfect. 1, 2. The other thing is I like a tablespoon of SWERVE or whatever sweetener substitute you like, because I like my peanut butter a little sweet. This is It's delicious on its own like this, of course, but I like it a little bit sweeter. All right. Okay, let me get a fork. I forgot a fork. Fork. Okay, so we're just going to mix this, and you want it to be a nice thick consistency. Okay, you don't want it runny because this is going to be your middle. I'm going to add a drop more. See, sometimes you add a little bit more water. You have to play around with it, but usually about 2 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons is enough. And you want it to be nice and thick like regular peanut butter. You don't want it, again, runny. Okay, and that's going to be your middle. Okay, so that's done. So you set that aside. All right. Now, we're going to take our syrup and we're going to take a tablespoon. Once I open it, shake it, and we're going to take 1 tablespoon of this delicious syrup. Okay, it's a heaping tablespoon, and add it to our oatmeal. Super easy recipe. Okay, that's it. Put that in water. And I just have this little spoon, so I'm just going to mix it. And that's going to be our base. Okay? I know it doesn't look like a lot, but you're making them mini. Okay? It's nice and chocolatey. I'm not even going to taste it because I know it's delicious. And then you're going to scoop up, just take a tiny, tiny spoon. I'm just going to move everything. And you're going to put just like maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon in each one and spread it. And if you think you want more, you can double it, have a thicker base, but honestly, you don't need much. You just spread it around. I always start with a little bit, and then I go back and I add more. So I just start with a bit, so I make sure I have enough for all 6. I need a towel in because my hand's getting all sticky. It's quite sticky. So now I'm going to go back over it. So I have plenty of filling, and I'm going to show you. You just spread it out. And that's going to be your base, okay? And I'm going to show you. All right, so there you go. All right. Usually I make a double recipe, but for the video I'm just doing half, okay? All right, so make sure you get all of it. Now, okay, I snuck a little taste. It is really good. Now you're going to take your peanut butter mixture, and again, I told you it's really thick. And if you like a ton of peanut butter, you can add more. My videos are just a base, so if you like things a bigger amount, you can add more. But for these mini ones, I found this is just enough. So again, start with a little bit. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Start with a little bit, and then you can always add more, right? Of course, right. For 2 tablespoons of PB2 is only 1 smart point. And for the oatmeal, for 1/4 cup is 2 smart points. So that's 3. And then for 2 tablespoons, as I mentioned, of the syrup is 3 smart points. Okay, so that's 5. Okay, I'm going back over because I like it filled with lots of peanut butter. So, and you get, like I said, for 2 tablespoons, you get quite a bit. It's a little sticky. I'm not gonna lie. And it makes enough for 6. All right. When I used to make it with the chocolate, I would melt the chocolate and then I'd put it in the freezer and let it freeze first and then add each layer. But with this, you don't have to. It will just freeze all together perfectly. You'll see. And that's that. All right. So you can just take your fingers and spread it. Okay, so now we have the middle. So you want the topping, right? Take your other 1/8 of a cup. Make sure I have the right one. And I'm going to use my SMUCKERS. Again, if you're using the Hershey's, I find it needs a little bit more flavor because, again, it's not as high in sugar. So we just add that. So you'd add a little bit more peanut butter powder to give it some nice flavor. And again, really super easy. Mix it, get it all incorporated. Okay? And that's your topping. Now, if you don't want this topping and you want to lower the points, you can just do this and add some, I have some slivered almonds that are toasted, because who doesn't love slivered almonds? You could even use other kind of pecan nuts, whatever nuts you want. You could use some coconut. Okay, you could just have it plain like that as well. But I really like it like a little sandwich. So I'm going to just add my topping. That's what I really love about recipes, is you can just, you know, experiment and see what you like and make it the way you want or don't want. This is fun to make with your kids. It's great for a party. It's great for just having a snack. Like I said, if you're like me and you're looking for something sweet, this is perfect, and it lasts well in the freezer. I wouldn't leave them out. You're going to put it in the freezer, and it probably takes about an hour or so. Now, if you want to, it's optional. For an extra point, for 1 tablespoon of some almonds, you can just sprinkle even a little bit, so you don't even have to use a whole tablespoon, just a tiny, tiny drop, and add that. And that's not even a whole tablespoon, it's a half a tablespoon, so it would be 0 points. And that is it. So easy peasy. And I'm just going to show you that I've made a bunch, and here they are. Aren't they nice? And I'm going to show you, I'll take one out. And again, I told you I made it with both kinds, with the Hershey's or with the SMUCKERS, and they just come out like this. Okay, cute little, and they're about 1 smart point each. Okay, so depending, again, if you want to double the recipe, triple the recipe, you can do that, but keep them in the fridge or freezer. I like them hard. From the freezer, you need to let it thaw because you don't want to break your teeth, okay? I said to my daughter yesterday, taste it. And she goes, Mom, they need to de-thaw. So, really good. Really peanut buttery. And I let them sit out for a little bit because you don't want to, again, have them rock hard. Really, really good. So I would suggest keeping them in your freezer probably up to a couple weeks at least. You could do that. So if you're having a party, you can make them ahead of time, which is great. You don't have to bake them. They're a great snack and fun to make. So I hope you love this recipe as much as me, and you keep subscribing and commenting, and visit me, of course, on my Facebook group. It's hard to talk and eat at the same time. Risa's Recipes and Weight Watchers Tips for motivation, inspiration, and encouragement on your journey. It's not easy. I've been doing this a long time, guys. So that's why you have to find things that you love, that you can make and create and experiment, okay? I just made my my potato balls, my mashed potato balls. I have that on my other video. So check out, I've got all kinds of desserts and and recipes, food recipes, breakfast, lunch, dinners. Okay, bye for now.